So glad you guys are here. Thank you, as always, for showing up, doing your practice. So find a comfortable seat to begin, and this could be simply in a chair. We're going to do 3 minutes of Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. So just get a comfortable seat. Blocks, blankets, and like I said, sometimes a chair is a nice way to do these breathing exercises, especially if you're feeling kind of tight. So today's practice is, as always, to just calm down those nervous systems, right? So we can shift into more of the equanimity, which means staying calm even when we're faced with all kinds of things going on around us, as we are, obviously. We're dealing with so much chaos and things happening right now. But I think that our responsibility to ourselves will help to contribute to the whole. So this is the idea. And I really hope that it's a good practice for you guys. As always, too, if you're dealing with something in your body, I don't know, sometimes I always forget this too. Like, I don't know if I should do yoga. I'm dealing with this kind of thing in my knee or my hip, or something's going on. This will help you. This will help. Even if you just lie there and focus on your sama pranayam, which is just balanced breathing. I mean, that's so much better. That's actually doing yoga more so than, forcing yourself into a posture that you're not feeling good in. So just keeping that in mind, it's a gentle reminder, even for myself. I have to remind myself that, gosh, if I just lied there for half the class and just focused on my breathing, I'm doing myself a great benefit, great service. I know, and speaking of service, we are all in service to something in our life, whether it's your job or, people in your lives, our parents, our children, grandchildren, friends who are in need and need help. All of this stuff, we're always in service to others. So this is really for you. This is for you to be of service to yourself. So without saying anything more, we'll get started. So start seated, and we'll start with a Nadi Shodhana. So before we do that, place your hands on your belly and completely soften that area. I guarantee you that you probably noticed that you're sucking it in or you're feeling tight there. We're taught at a really early age to suck it in, aren't we? Like, just pull that in, pull that belly in. And that causes so much stress and tension in this area, on a deeper level, even in the organ systems. So let's just remind our bellies to be soft here. Nobody cares. Let that belly hang out like a Buddha belly. Create a fullness and a softness. And then bring your breath to the belly. Let it expand as you inhale. And gently contract as you exhale. It's a very, very powerful concept of receiving your life with a soft belly, approaching every situation with a soft belly, receiving information, whether it's good or bad, with a soft belly. So after you've taken just a few moments to establish that, I'll guide you through a couple rounds of Nadi Shodhana, but then I'm going to just let you go on your own, because I think most of us are familiar with how to do it. But I'll guide you just in case, okay, just for a couple. So go ahead and renew the length of your spine, sitting nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back and down. And then placing your right thumb on the right nostril. And then take a nice deep inhale through the left side. Hold the breath in just for a moment. And then block off the left, open up the right, and exhale. Nice and long and steady through that right side. Pausing at the bottom, and then inhale through the right. Holding breath in. Exhale through the left. Holding breath out. And then inhale through the left. And keep that going, just like that. I'm going to set a timer of 3 minutes. This amazing balancing breath practice, Nadi Shodhana. Cleansing breath. And a really nice visual for this, you guys, is to breathe in the coolness, the cool air, calming down any heated emotions. And exhaling that warm air, which is actually exhaling also the heated emotions. And along with that inhale, you're bringing in all the good thoughts, good memories. And as you exhale, all of the negative thoughts and bad memories. Down. So now as you really dive deep into this breath practice, maybe you can even notice on another layer where you can soften your shoulders, maybe your face. Stay committed. Renew the length of the spine. We have 1 more minute left. Take 1 more round, full cycle out of each nostril. And then we'll finish up on the left side, exhaling. Taking your time. And then once you're complete with that, just sit with your eyes soft or even closed. Placing the hands at the heart center. This is such a wonderful gesture to set your intention for your practice. And my goal for you is just to follow along with my words and just travel through each body part and taking care of each organ system. Try not to think so much. Stay very present in what you're feeling in your body. I'd like to even offer, notice what is the quality of the sensations you're feeling. And what I mean by that, like, is it a sharp sensation? Is it a dull ache sensation? Is it a hot sensation? Heavy, light, all these different qualities will tell you a little bit more about what's going on in your body on the physiological level. Good, and it's always such an honor to be here with you all, and I thank you so much for being here to do your practice. Okay, and I'm going to have you recline all the way down onto your backs and take a comfortable position. You could bend the knees if your low back is sensitive. You can come into Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together with the knees out, if that feels comfortable. Or you can just lie flat with your legs straight, your arms relax alongside the body. And then right away, we'll bring in that Sama pranayama. Sama means balanced. So breathe in for 4 counts, if that's comfortable. If it's not comfortable, you can just breathe in for 3, just whatever you can do. Hold the breath in for 3 or 4 counts, and then exhale the breath through the nose for 4, if that's what you're doing, 3 or 4. And then repeat that. Spend just about another 30 seconds or so just breathing like this, establishing this way of breathing. So important. You can place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and just feel the hands rise and fall with your breath. Let's take this time to meet yourself where you are today as you travel through this really lovely self-care practice, and meet yourself exactly where you are. And then along with that commitment, you're not going to push. We actually open more when we relax. So whenever we push or try to force something, we create more tension, actually more rigidity. So just relax, soften every chance you get. It takes a tremendous amount of strength to be gentle. It's so easy to force. And if your legs are in any kind of shape other than straight, we'll go ahead and straighten the legs out in front of you. And then reaching the arms up and back, full lungs here, and then at the very fullness of the breath, flex your feet. Oh, maybe you yawn. And then as you exhale, reach the arms up and all the way down alongside the body. Let's do that a few times. Inhaling as you reach up and back. And then as you exhale, relax the arms up and all the way down. Relax the legs. So go ahead and do that a couple more times on your own. There are going to be times in the practice today that I'm going to be quiet. I know you're probably, thank you. But during those quiet times, that's the time for you to see what's going on with you on the deepest of levels. You know, where does your mind go? What kind of sensations are you feeling? Can you reconnect back to the breath and make it more meditative? Let's do one more round here. Inhaling, maybe you can breathe in even longer than the movement. And then exhale even longer than the movement. Good, and let's gather that right knee in and just squeeze gently into that right hip. Lengthen the back of the neck just a little bit so your chin tucks in, and then pull those shoulders back and down. And start to circle just the right ankle. I don't know, quite a few times one direction, and then reverse. reverse it the other direction. Can usually get the ankles to make some noise here. There we go, and then relax that ankle and we'll move into the right hip, right thigh, circling into that joint and noticing any kind of soreness, sensitivity there. It's common. And reverse that circle, go the other direction. Good, and then squeeze straight down the middle, just pull in a little bit stronger. And then place the right hand right in front of that right knee. Reach the left arm out to the left like an airplane wing. And then draw that right knee towards your right armpit, right shoulder. Almost like you're going to put your right thigh bone right alongside the ribs. And then look towards your left fingertips. So your gaze will reach out towards the left fingertips. And then we're going to take it up and over to a twist. So take that right leg all the way over. Left hand can help guide that right leg over. Reach out to the right fingertips and look right. Just take a couple more breaths there to let that spine unwind. And then we're going to take those two movements and put them together with a breath flow. So as you inhale, bring that knee back up through center. Take your right hand to the front of the right knee. Left arm reaches out and pull that right thigh over to the right as you look left. And then exhale up and over to the twist. So that's our little flow here. A few times. Go ahead and just drop into your own flow with breath. Good. Let's do one more round. And then we'll draw that right knee into that right armpit one more time, squeeze. And then you're either going to hook the big toe with your two fingers or take a strap and loop it around the right instep of your right foot. And we're just going for a nice stretch on the back of that right leg. But let's not forget about the left leg. It's a big part of the pose here. So flex it like you're standing on the left leg. Relax those shoulders. 3 deep breaths. Good, and then take a hold of that strap or big toe and just draw that right leg out to the right as you reach the left arm out to the left. So firming that left leg is going to keep you a little more anchored in that left side. So engage that left leg. And I'm just here to gently guide you back into your flow of that breath and to relax. Good, and then we'll inhale, come back up through center, switch your grip, take your left hand to the big toe or strap, and draw that right leg over the body as you reach that right arm out, and then do the best you can to square your shoulders towards the ceiling. And we're looking for a nice space on that right side, so draw that right hip away from the right shoulder and see if you can open up A little bit more on that right side. Good. On your next in breath, bring your leg right back up through center. And then release the strap if you have it, and bend the right knee right back into your chest for a moment. And then take your right leg up towards the ceiling and slowly lower it down all the way next to that left leg, and just relax. Take a moment to reconnect to your breath. And notice the sensations you're feeling from right to left side. Good. We're going to bend up that left knee, interlace the fingers right below the left knee. Squeeze down, and remember to renew that nice integrity of the neck here. A lot of times our chin juts up towards the ceiling, and that creates a compression in the cervical spine. So just draw the chin down a little bit. Pull the shoulders back and down and squeeze into that left hip. Start circling that left ankle several times, one direction. And then switch it when you're ready. So just take your time opening up the joints in your ankles and toes. Good. If you haven't reversed that circle, go ahead and reverse it. Good. Relax the ankle and then just move into that left hip, left thigh. Should feel like a nice gentle massage. And then reverse that circle, go the other way. Really enjoying your practice. Enjoying your body with whatever you're bringing. Let's bring that left knee, left armpit area, reach the right arm out like an airplane wing. So widen that left hip, so try to widen into the thigh, pull it way out to the left. And then we'll come up and over into a twist. You can use your right hand to help guide that left leg over as you reach the left arm out long. Take your time, let the spine unwind. And then start that flow. Inhale up and over. And finding a nice flow with your breath as you move back and forth. And I'm just going to go ahead and mute you guys here. Just stay real connected to the flow of the breath. Take one more side to side. Feels so good. Okay, nice. And come back up through center. We'll squeeze down here one more time into that left hip, nourishing our digestive system. And then we'll take a strap or just hook the big toe with your two fingers and find a nice hamstring stretch. Make sure that the upper body is a lot like it would be if you were standing in Tadasana. Shoulders are neutral, relaxed, back and down. Your neck is neutral. And minimize any over-efforting in the upper body. We want balanced effort. take it one more breath here. And then take that left leg all the way out to the left as you reach the right arm out to the right. And remember to firm up that right leg. Flex the foot. Use your in-breath to come back up through center, and then as you exhale, switch up that grip. Take your left leg across the body and continue to smooth out that breathing in and out the nose. Very gently transition out, bring your leg back up, take the strap away if you're using it, rebend the knee and just squeeze down into that left hip, left thigh. And then reaching that left leg up towards the ceiling, flex your foot and slowly lower that leg to meet the right one. And then let's reach the arms all the way up and back above your head. And then move your feet over to the right, keeping your hips where they are. And then move your upper body over to the right. So your hips stay right where they are, and you're gonna move your legs, move your upper body to the right. So you feel that left side stretch. You can hold on to your wrist, right hand to left. It really feels good. It's like doing a standing side bend. Good, and then we're gonna just put everything back to center, and then we'll take that on the other side. So start to walk your shoulders over to the left, walk your feet over to the left, and use your left hand to pull on that right hand a little bit. So you feel that right side stretch. It feels really good. Good, you guys, then go ahead and make your way back through center. Wiggle your way back. And then bend up the knees, hug your knees into your chest, and massage your low back side to side. Take a breath in through the nose and then maybe softly exhale through the mouth. And then let's take a little rocking forward and back here, just getting a little momentum, massaging the length of your spine. Feels good. And then let's come up into a seat. And you can feel free to use a blanket or a block to sit on, just to help us out a little bit more. I'll tell you, you never regret doing practice, right? You might be like, oh, I don't know if I really, feel like doing a yoga practice. And then when you do it, never regret it. Let's sit nice and tall, and we'll drop the chin down towards the throat. Just stretching the back of your neck. And then let's roll the right ear to right shoulder, pressing the head back just a little bit to open up that left side. And then we will roll to the other side. Drop your chin down towards the chest and roll left ear, left shoulder, stretching the right side. That feels so so good. And go ahead and do that a few times on your own. So in light of our theme, this weekend is Freedom Weekend, right? Celebrating. It's kind of a very strange world that we're living in right now. But you can definitely have this practice to create more freedom in the body, liberation through the breath. So right here, right now, you can start to cultivate that Ujjayi breath, which means just that. Victory, victorious, victory over the mind. And then we'll come back up to center. We'll take a side bend to the right. So reach the right arm out to the side. Reach up and out of the left waist and just take a nice side stretch here, keeping your left hip back and down. If your neck feels okay, you can look up underneath the armpit. Otherwise, just keep it neutral. Or even looking down towards the right thumb is nice. Focus on your breath, you guys. Breathing deeply and slowly. And then coming up to center, we're going to take a twist to the left. So just take that left hand behind you. Right hand hooks on the outside of that left thigh. And then just rotate your chest around. Please soften your face, your jaw, your tongue, and your mouth. Good. Rotate it back around to center. Reach up on the inhale. Reach long through the arms. Keeping your hips heavy, lightness in the upper body. And then just take a side bend now over to your left. Reach up and out of that right waist. Stretch. Look up, look down, look straight ahead, whatever feels good for you. Good, and then inhale, come up, reach up, and take a twist now to your right. Make sure, this is just a gentle reminder, you guys, but when you're twisting, you want to make sure your spine is as long as you can make it before you twist. And then coming back through center, inhale, reach up one last time here. And if you can, we can roll over the shins or just roll to the side and make your way into a tabletop position, hands and knees. Feel free to pad up those knees if you need to. And then I have some cat-cow here. Root down through the hands, and as you inhale, lift up into the chest, lift your seat. And then exhale, rounding the spine. So I am going to set a timer for 1 minute of cat-cow. Following that flow of the breath, and maybe even closing down your eyes. Focusing on each and every vertebra, every part of the spine is opening. Releasing stress and tension. Lubricating, nourishing. Round here. And then come back to neutral, and let's take those wrists and move move the fingers to face back towards your knees. And then here you can shorten your stride a little bit. And you guys know what to do to make it more accessible. But go easy, be gentle. Start circling around the wrist if that feels good for you, or you can just hold it still. But keep breathing smoothly. You notice that, the body starts to hold on a little more or grip. Usually we grip if something is a little uncomfortable. So we want to favor that relaxed belly, soft face, easy breath. And let's turn the hands around to face forward. Take your hands just a little bit forward towards the front of your mat. Actually, I'm just going to change here. We're going to take the hands way forward. Come way forward. And then we'll come into puppy. So you can just start to tilt those sit bones up towards the sky, stacking your hips right over the knees. And just start to get those armpits and ribs a little bit more open by melting the heart down. Maybe the forehead finds the mat, or maybe you can bring your chin forward. It just depends on how your neck feels. Hold here for 2 more breaths here. Try to exhale a little longer. Release a little more. And then as you're ready, take your time. Transition back onto hands and knees, hands under the shoulders, and then round the spine through cat pose. Back into a neutral spine. Now take the hands just a little bit forward and start to move the hips out to the right, back and down towards the heels, over towards the left. Maybe you can sweep your pelvis forward towards the wrists and then all the way back around again. But if that doesn't feel good, it feels too strong, just keep your circles a little more moderate. Let's take that circle and just reverse it now. Go the other way. Liberating our bodies through breath and movement. What a great gift. Nice, and then come back up through neutral. Let's lower all the way down to your belly and come into Sphinx pose. Keep your blocks close by. This may be helpful for you. I'm going to come into Sphinx, and I'll tell you, sometimes my neck doesn't really like this pose. It kind of bothers my neck sometimes to lift. So if you're like me, it's nice to just place a block right underneath that forehead, and that way you can let your neck relax. It's a very gentle way. But my neck's feeling pretty good today, so I'm going to take regular Sphinx pose. But that's an example of meeting yourself where you are, right? What are you dealing with today? And then let's make our way all the way down onto the belly. We're going to sweep the arms back, preparing for Shalabhasana flow. Exhale completely. And then as you inhale, lift arms, lift legs, open up the chest, pull those shoulders back. And then exhale nice and slow as you lower. Synchronizing your breath. Continue on your own. And I don't want you to get caught up in numbers, so just go until I tell you. Or until your body says, that's enough. I'm going to suggest doing 2 more. Maybe you can come up a little bit higher on that very last one. And then lower all the way down. Good. Take the hands under the shoulders. Push yourself back into a child's pose. Wiggle your hips a little side to side. And then let's come into down dog. Curl the toes under, lift up those hips. Feel free to move your hips around, pedal through your heels. Just do what feels good. Good, and then I love to do rolling plank pose. Feels so good in the spine, kind of like doing that articulation we do when we're on our backs. But I'm just going to point something out here. A lot of times we want to look forward right away, right? That's just our brain trying to see what's next. So I'm going to offer, if you can, try to keep your chin slightly tucked, look towards the navel. Rise high onto the tippy toes and then really suck the belly in as you roll all the way out to plank pose, letting the neck lengthen out last. And then from the navel, pull up and back into down dog. So let's practice that a couple times, rising high on the toes, hips high, roll through plank, neck lengthens out last. And then right back up into down dog. Good, let's do that 2 more times on your own. Just exploring a little more articulation through each vertebra. Good, then the next time you're in down dog, take the feet out just a little bit wider and take a nice wide downward facing dog. Usually it feels pretty good. Exhale, maybe sigh out that tension. Let's walk the hands back towards the feet for squat pose, Malasana. Drop your hips down, hands to the heart. Any variation, you guys already know. Good, and then here I'd like you to notice, where is the weight in your feet? And if it's not evenly distributed, then just work towards that. I find normally we cave, collapse into the big toe side, so just push out to the pinky toe side. 1 more breath. And then we'll take the hands down, very gently lift up into the hips, walk the feet in so they're about hip distance apart. Bend your knees quite a bit, especially if you're tight, so that it becomes a little softer, a little more accessible. And just take a nice, easy forward fold here, let the head go. Maybe you reach for opposite elbows. Maybe you sway a little right and a little left. Good, and then if you have the elbows, go ahead and release them. Bring your fingertips to your shin bones and press your chest away from the thighs, lengthening out. And remember your neck, you guys. Try not to look up, but keep the neck more neutral. And then as you exhale, fold down maybe a little deeper here. Just doing that 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale and fold. Good. Let's take those hands on your hips. Press down and rise. And then bring the hands on the small of your back, fingers facing down like you're putting them in your pockets. Lift up into the chest, roll the shoulders back, and just press the hips slightly forward as you look up and maybe start to look back. Good. Come back up through neutral. Stretch the arms down alongside the body and then start to reach the right arm down and forward. And then all the way up and all the way back. So just making a nice big circle with that right arm. And then we'll do the same thing left side. Stretch left fingertips down, forward. Really reach up like you're trying to touch the ceiling, and really reach back like you're trying to reach for something. So you get more out of that stretch. Right side, inhale as you reach up and all the way back. Finishing on the exhale, and then go left side, inhale. And all the way back. Good, one more time to either side, and try to follow the thumb with your eye gaze. Good, last time, left side. Good, and then let's interlace the hands behind your back and roll open the chest and shoulders, look up. Bend your knees and exhale, come all the way down into a forward fold. Lift the arms up, let your head drop. Okay, so let's bend that left knee pretty deeply. Straighten up the right, and then just roll the chest open to the right. Maybe look up towards that right shoulder and beyond it. And then roll back to center, bend right knee, straighten the left one a little bit more and open to the left. One more time, rolling to the right. And one more time, rolling to the left. Boy, that feels good. Come back through center, lift arms up just a little bit more. And then allow the arms to just come down towards the mat. Take a moment there, relax the shoulders. Hands on your hips, and we'll come right back up. Whew, that felt good. And then let's bring the fingers in front of your shoulders, thumbs behind, and then inhale, elbows come together and up, and exhale back and down. So go ahead and do those nice circles in your shoulders. Sometimes the most simplest of movements are really the most profound. And let's reverse it. Take the elbows out and up and forward and down. Good. And then just shake out the arms. Shake them out. Very good. Let's come up to the top of the mat if you're not there already. And then we'll just travel through a little half vinyasa, guided by your breath. As you inhale, root down through the feet, sweep the arms out and up. Look up maybe, touch the palms maybe, and let the head drop back. Exhale as you bend the knees, sweep the arms out to the side and come all the way down into that forward fold. On your next inhale, place the hands on the shins or blocks or right out in front of you and lift and lengthen through the heart and chest area. Exhale and fold a little deeper. Sweep the arms out and up on your in-breath. Maybe take a slight back bend if you'd like. Let the head drop back. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Circle the arms out and up on the in-breath. And then bend your knees and come on down, forward fold on the out breath. Inhale, lengthen, reaching, looking for more space. And exhale, fold in, maybe a tiny bit deeper. Sweeping the arms out and up on the inhale. And join the hands on your exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and lengthen. And exhale and fold. Step back to plank pose. And then taking those knees down very gently, lower yourself. Maybe you do Ashtanga Namaskar, 8 limbs. Cobra pose, so slide your hands back a little bit. Rack those elbows in towards the ribs and open across your clavicles. Your chest should be nice and open. And then lowering down, we'll push back through child's pose. Maybe exhale through the mouth. Feels so good, right? Just to move the body. And then come on up into tabletop, curl the toes under, lift up and back into dog pose. And then looking forward, you can walk up to the top or hop, up to you. When you get there, lift and lengthen halfway and fold. Exhale. All the way, rise on the inhale. Hands to the heart on your exhale. So one more like that. Inhale, reach out and up, just flowing with your breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take it into plank. Maybe that same exhale lowers you down. You can always take the knees down. Cobra pose on your inhale. Relax those shoulders. Child's pose and then into dog pose as you're ready. You can pedal from foot to foot here, just pressing through each foot, each heel. And then let's sweep that right leg back behind you, just in line with your hip. Keep your toes pointing down and flexed. And then bring that right knee to your forehead as you round into that spine. Stretch back on the inhale. Bring the knee in on the exhale. Let's do one more like that. Inhale. Exhale and stay here. Now see if you can step your foot right up in between your hands. You may have to go help it. That's okay. We're in this bent right knee. Your back leg is straight and lifted up off the mat. And then as you exhale, you're just going to start to move towards a little straighter right leg as you press that left heel back. Good. Inhale, rebend right knee, lift your chest. Exhale, straighten, pressing that back heel. And just take that movement, we're just rocking forward and back. Most importantly is that the breath stays very calm and steady. If you're losing that at any time, please have enough wisdom to take a break until you reconnect. Good. Go ahead and stay in that right knee bent. Keep your left hand down and then take your right arm up into a twist. Good. Placing the hands on the inside of the right foot. Spin your back left heel down. Turn your right toes to face forward and come into a center stretch. So you're just taking a quarter turn to your left. And just allow that head to relax. deep breaths. Good, and then inhale, lift up halfway. Walk over towards the right toes and take those right toes to face forward again. And just step back into downward facing dog. So it's up to you. If you guys want a little more movement right now, you can do rolling plank pose and then lower down chaturanga or ashtanga namaskar. You can do a cobra or up dog. You could also just skip all that and stay in down dog. One more full breath. And then we're moving to the left side. So inhale as you sweep that left leg back. And as you exhale, knee to the nose, rounding the spine. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, bring it in and up. Just one more like that. Inhale. And exhale, and see if you can take a clear step. If you have to help it, it's okay. And then you're going to keep that left knee bent, lift the chest here. So this is where blocks are really nice to have. Back knee is lifted. As you're ready, don't change anything. You're just going to start to move that left leg a little straighter as you press that right heel back. It may or may not touch the earth. It doesn't matter. Just feel a nice stretch in the back of that calf. And then as you inhale, rebend the knee, lift the chest. And as you exhale, straighten to your own degree, folding in. Take that flow 2 or 3 more times. Very gently opening up these tight muscles in a very coaxing kind of way, which I really like. And then come back into that bent left knee. Keep the right hand down, maybe on a block. Right knee is lifted and take it into a twist. Very nice. You guys, taking your hands on the inside of your foot. Take a quarter turn now to your right. Turn your feet parallel. And now shift all the way over to the right hip. Right thigh, bend into that right knee, keeping your left foot planted. And then let's take that same on the other side. Bend your left knee, keep your right foot planted. If you'd like, you can take that flow side to side. You can linger in one hip or the other. A little freedom to do what's calling you. Going on in the body? What kind of qualities are you experiencing? Achiness, soreness, lightness, heaviness. Good, and then we'll all make our way towards the front of the mat. Turn your left toes to face forward. And then let's step all the way up to the top of your mat. Hands on the hips, press all the way up to stand. And just take a moment to reestablish the Sama Pranayam, which is equal part breathing, balanced breathing. Keeping that breath, shift the weight to your right leg, turn your left knee out to the side. And then as you're ready, finding a balance of your choice. Virksasana, tree pose. Most importantly is that you're maintaining that balanced breathing. This is what puts us in that equanimity where we are calm even though we're faced with a little bit of challenge. Speaking of challenge, I'm going to challenge you just a little bit. Lift that left leg up in front of you, bent knee, lift the arms up. And then, whoa, as you exhale, bring that arms back as you kick back into a variation of Warrior 3. And then we're just gonna stand back up again. Lift that leg up in front of you, lift the arms up. Exhale as you sweep the arms back. And one more time. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you sweep back, and then we'll step into high crescent lunge. So come onto the back ball of that foot, lift up into the arms. So now you're in high crescent. So I know if that was challenging, it's okay, let it go. Just come right back into crescent. Find steadiness. And once you're there, grab hold of that left wrist. Lift up out of that left waist and just take a side stretch to the right. Really nice psoas opener here. So you guys then come back up through crescent. We're going to spin that back, left heel down for Warrior 2. Just open the arms out wide. Take a moment to settle into this. So if you had to adjust your clothing or fix your hair or what have you, but then just find it. Drishti is calm and steady. Taking that right forearm on the thigh, taking left arm up and over the ear. Just feel that nice side stretch here. So we'll be here for about 3 more breaths. You decide if you want to come down a little deeper. You can place the hand on the inside or outside of the foot, or just lower down on the leg, maybe a block. Good, with your strong legs, inhale, come up and straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Reach back, reverse Trikonasana with your straight legs. Oh, it feels so good, doesn't it? And we'll set up for triangle pose. So remember to establish the feet. That's super important. Even the distribution of the weight on your feet, and then lengthen from your waist. Take that right hand down wherever it goes, left arm up, or you can sweep it over the ear for a long side stretch. Totally up to you. I like a little wrap. You could take a wrap here as well. Okay, then a little bit more of a balancing. You're gonna look down towards your right big toe. Bend your right knee. You can take a block to the pinky side of your right foot and come into Ardha Trikonasana, half moon. You can stay looking down. You can start to shift your eye gaze towards the thumb. But wherever you are, keep that leg that's lifting up nice and firm, anchored. Good, and then stepping back into Warrior 2. And then we'll send that off with the Vinyasa, or you can just step back to Down Dog or Child's. Down Dog for a breath or two. And then bending those knees, look forward. You can walk or hop up to the top of your mat. Folding in, take a moment there. And inhale, rising all the way up. Join the hands to the heart center, and then again, establish that steadiness of the breath. And you're again, focus and concentration. It's like doing a mental push-up when you do yoga. You're training your mind. It's so important. Now shift the weight to your left leg and come into tree pose, right side. Maybe reaching the arms up. If you fall, it's okay, just come back. Keep focusing on calm breath. Okay, now you know what's coming, right? So right leg's gonna lift up in front of you, and then sweeping the arms back as you kick that right leg back into a variation of Warrior 3. Inhale as you lift back up. I know, it's good balancing practice. Exhale as you kick back. Let's do one more. Finding that Warrior 3, and then very gently, high crescent lunge. Take your time getting there. And once you're there, who are you? Relax. Grab a hold of the right wrist, reach up and out of the right waist, and just take a little side bend to the left. Good. Coming back up through center, spin your back heel down, Warrior 2. Finding it, settling into it, relaxing into it. Side angle pose, whatever you like to do here. Fingers to a block, to the floor, or just keep it modified. You have a little time. And then inhale, coming up with straight legs. Reach back, reverse, Trikonasana. Steady breath. Trikonasana. Remember your legs, remember your feet. Reach, reach. And then whatever variation you like. I happen to like the side stretching. I also like the wrapping. Do what feels good for you. And then preparing for that half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Step back into that Warrior 2. Whoa, as I lose my balance. And then windmill the arms all the way down. Remember, you can take a flow. You can just skip all that and take a child's or down dog. Then let's all meet into child's pose. Take the knees down. Let's bring the arms alongside the body and just allow your forehead to rest. So I love just to share with you guys what works for me as I'm training my own mind as well. You know, I notice when I'm thinking negatively or just having a hard time with the thoughts, I'll put on some mantra work. I'll put on the Gayatri mantra or, you know, whatever mantra that's calling me. But there's a lot of beautiful mantras that really are, it's a tool for the mind. It helps the mind to transition, to shift into more positive, more healing thought patterns. Very, very powerful tools. Let's crawl those arms forward and then come on up into tabletop. And then let's move into a little bit of a hip opener here. Let's take the right leg straight back behind you, up off the mat. Bring your left foot towards the right and bring your right leg all the way to cross over the left. Hook your knees. Try to get them as close together as you can. It's kind of a Gomukhasana pose here with the legs. And then you're just gonna move the hips back very gently and forth. And just kind of see where you are. How's that feeling? Good, and then if you'd like, you can just stay back with your hips hovering, stretching back. Good, and then release that, come forward, uncross those legs. And then let's take the other side, left leg straight back, right foot faces or reaches all the way to the left leg reaches all the way to the right. Hook your knees, move the feet apart and try to keep your knees together. And then just move back and forth as you're ready. And if you're ready to hold it, you can just keep your hands forward, but just push the hips back. You'll notice the right hip wants to shift more forward, doesn't it? So just root it back a little more. Good, and then we'll release that. Very nice. Let's take a seat on your mat. Take the soles of your feet together, Baddha Konasana. For this first one, let's pull the heels in as close as you can get them to your body. Hold onto your feet and then reach out over the feet and come into a nice fold here. I like to place a block underneath my forehead. This is a really nice way to take this pose. And you can put the block on its highest level if you're feeling tight. And then I just want you to focus on the way you're breathing. Bringing yourself back. Every time you notice you're shifting into past or future events. So there are certain emotions that are related to past, future, present events. If you tend to be futuristic or you're worried about the future, or you're thinking about the future a lot, which I think is a very common thing right now, you're gonna really bring in a lot more anxiety. So that makes us feel anxious, the unknown. If you're a person who thinks a lot about the past, you're going to tend to be more depressed. But when you start to bring yourself more present, you start to bring in more equanimity and much more gratitude. Feeling grateful, being calm and trusting that you're exactly where you need to be. Let's take one more breath here. And then we will gently transition out of that. Go ahead and stretch your legs out in front of you. Give your knees a little shake out. And then also get some flesh back here on your sit bones. Kind of pull back a little bit so you're right on top of your sit bones. Reach the arms up as you inhale. Flex your feet. As you exhale, move forward and down to your own degree. Don't force it. Then inhale, come back up again. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, come down, navel towards the spine. And one more time, inhale. And then exhale, you can stay down wherever is comfortable for you, wherever you can relax. And this is another place I like to bring in the block. I like to place a block right on my shins and let my head just rest there. Smooth out the breath. And again, I'm speaking from experience, just with my own struggles. When I think about past or future events, if I notice I'm doing that, I bring myself back. I tend to recognize all the lovely things I have and so many things to be grateful for that we overlook if we're not present. It's definitely a practice, you guys. It's a practice. Take one more breath here and exhale through the mouth if that helps you. Just to let go a little bit more. Nice. Very gently transition out of that, and we're going to scooch a little forward so you can lie down on your back. And then right away, slide your heels in a little closer to your sit bones, about hip distance apart. Walk your shoulder blades right and then the left closer together underneath you. Flowing bridge pose. Peel the hips up, lift the arms up and back as you inhale. And as you exhale, placing one vertebra down at a time as the arms land and you complete that exhale. Continue, please, on your own. Getting fuller with the breath. And then let's take a bridge pose and hold it. This time, keeping the arms down and walk them a little closer together underneath you, possibly interlacing the hands. If you'd like something stronger, you can place your hands by your shoulders, by your ears. Come up to the crown of your head and then push all the way up into wheel. Maybe you can pop up onto your toes. And then from bridge pose or full wheel pose, go ahead and release out of that one. And then come into a happy baby pose. Sometimes it just feels so good to straighten the legs a little bit more. So if you want a little more inner thigh, hamstring stretch, you can start to open the legs a little wider. And then let's bring those legs all the way together. Take the soles of the feet down onto the mat. And then let's move into pigeon. Cross the right ankle over left knee, flex the foot. Lift up head and shoulders, interlace the hands beyond your left thigh. And then as your head and shoulders are up, try to wrap that right hip back away from you. And then lower the head and shoulders, keeping that right hip wrapping forward. At the same time, you're drawing that left knee towards your left shoulder. Just until you feel a nice sweet stretch, and then take about 5 breaths here. noticing where you're holding or gripping, and try to relax. Good, you guys, and release that. Take the left foot to the floor, but now cross the right knee all the way over the left knee. So you're in this eagle-shaped legs, and then scoot your hips a little to the right and drop your knees to the left and reach that right arm out. So you're just in this eagle leg twisting variation. Very gently in transition, come back through center, uncross the legs, take the soles of the feet together, let the knees just drop out to the side. Just take a moment or two. And then we have the other side, draw your knees together, we'll cross left ankle, right over that left or right knee, and then come into that pigeon. Lift head and shoulders up. This time wrap your left hip away from you. Flex left foot and draw that right knee towards your right shoulder. Keeping that, relax your head and shoulders down. Relax the shoulders, the neck. 5 breaths. Gently release, right foot down and cross left leg all the way until your knees are nestled together, and then scoot your hips to the left. Let your knees drop to the right. Use the right hand to guide that left thigh over a little bit more. Just enjoy that nice, sweet twist. Relax. Enough for that one. So very carefully and gently come out of that, and then again take the soles of the feet together and let the knees just drop out. And then one of my favorites will come into supported bridge. So if you have a couple blocks or firm cushion you can sit your hips up on, you can straighten the legs out, or you can keep them bent. It really depends on how your back's feeling today. But try to relax, try to soften. Staying gently, I'm gently guiding you to that Sama Pranayama, equal part balanced breathing. Here towards the end of this pose, I'd like you to scan your body. Where can you relax just 10% more. Very good. And then carefully bend up the knees and then take your legs up and just let the legs hang up there. So good for energy. Clearing the mental fog. Great for circulation. If this is enough for you, this is perfect. Just stay here for a little bit. If you want a little more, you can lift the hips up, go into plow pose. And then after enjoying that plow pose for a little bit, you can take the legs up for shoulder stand. But really just wherever is really suitable for you today, you guys. So make sure you're always entering your postures with compassion for yourself about where you are right now, what you have going on in the body. Be gentle. And your body will thank you for it. It will work for you. It will protect you. But not if you keep abusing it. Good. And then wherever you are, we'll go ahead and take the blocks away. Hug your knees back into your chest. Maybe massage the low back, maybe some frog circles here if that feels good. Inhale, exhale through the mouth here. Nice long exhale. And then we will just let go of all the efforts and finding your Shavasana. I am going to keep you here for 2 minutes. I would love for you to stay with me for those 2 minutes. If you have to go, I totally understand. But if you've got the 2 minutes, let's rest. Let's let your body process all this beautiful information you just gave it. Continue to rest there for a few more moments and placing one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. It's a nice remembrance. If you place your attention on your own personal care, personal self-care, then you will bring the best of you to all situations. It's your responsibility. And then we can go out and help others, lift other people up. reach the arms back. Give yourself a nice long stretch, last final stretch. And then for today, let's roll onto the left side, if that's comfortable for you. This is the yin side of the body. It represents the parasympathetic nervous system, the softer side. And then making your way up into a seated position that is comfortable for you. I hope that was all that I was wanting it to be for you. Just take a moment to observe your body. What did you learn about your body in your practice? And then with so much gratitude, bring your hands together in your heart. Coming from your heart. And from my heart to yours. Namaste, everyone. Happy holiday. I hope you guys are planning on having a nice relaxed weekend and enjoy your own freedoms. Namaste.